Right now, there's no Downton Abbey going on, and after the Christmas special, there will be none for, I guess, a year till the next season. So we're going to tell you some of the shows that we like to watch that are sort of similar to Downton Abbey. I think all of these shows really, the thing that they have in common is that there are always people in a higher class and a lower class and their interactions.
There's a lot of this kind of angst, a lot of tension between the upper class and the lower class and how they relate.
But it's very fascinating to watch and just think, holy cow, I'm so glad that we do not have to stand on ceremony, be all formal, and change into evening wear for supper, for pity's sake. So if you like Downton Abbey, there's a good chance you may like these shows. The shows are The Paradise, Wives and Daughters, The Grand, North and South, Upstairs and Downstairs, Cranford, and Lark Rise to Candleford.
Oh,
that was like
man.
7 shows.
That's hard.
I would say by far, easily, our favorite one of those was Lark Rise to Candleford.
Yeah.
And I would say that also had the most episodes. The character development was really good, the acting was great.
There are some things that were like, okay, why do you have to include it?
It's either the first or the second episode of the second season. I don't even need to bother watching it. It's just, we kept watching it to see if it was really going to be something else, but it was just dumb. It did not fit with the rest of the show at all.
The first season had a lot of like mystical stuff going on, a lot of the superstitions that they had back then.
But I mean, it fit with the time period and stuff.
It does.
Lark Rise to Candleford is just a feel-good show. If you've ever watched Anne of Green Gables or Anne of Avonlea, I would say it has kind of a similar feel to that. The feeling of the characters and everything. The premise of Lark Rise to Candleford is that the one town is richer, bigger, and the other town is small and poor.
For me, the second one is Paradise.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very annoyed that it ended where it did.
Supposedly, the Paradise ended sort of because of another show called Mr. Selfridge. Really the same storyline essentially. We kind of started to watch it a little bit, but I was kind of underwhelmed with it. The Paradise is about a department store, a guy building up a department store, and a love story, sort of, but it's also of the girl coming into her own kind of.
It's witty, it has good humor. Then the next is tied between Cranford and Upstairs, Downstairs.
I don't know. Upstairs and Downstairs for me went very downhill.
It had more adult
themes. And the acting was good. But yeah, the adult themes were...
Cranford is funny.
Cranford is very odd. It is the most eclectic show of the bunch, for sure. Everyone dies, it seems like. And there were some just like really random, very odd scenes, particularly this one.
Out of our way! We are in the throes of an exceptional emergency.
Is someone in need of medical attention?
This is no occasion for sport. There is lace at stake.
To me, it felt like that scene didn't really fit the rest of the show that well.
Perfect because of the characters. I mean,
are...
it just fits kind of like something that they would do.
North and South.
North and South is the one with the...
oh yeah, cotton factories.
Yes. That's really interesting because I was reading a history book about that whole period. And it was just the whole labor rights and stuff. Good show.
The Grand is another show that is a little bit on the weirder side. It's a little bit older. It definitely also has some adult themes. They did do one of those things that we hate with shows where they come back in a new season and one of the actors is completely different and you're just expected to think it's fine.
The character kind of falls off a little bit. There are a lot of characters, so it was kind of hard at the beginning, at least for me. Who was that guy? Oh yeah, that's right, he's the son, you know.
The Grand is about an old hotel and a family who runs the hotel. Just a lot of stuff that happens in different relationships in the hotel and with the family and with the staff downstairs. Wives and Daughters was a lot shorter, but it was also pretty interesting. These do kind of start to blend together a little bit over
time. The son that ran off.
We've watched these shows over the course of the last year, I would say. Some of the details are kind of fuzzy, but we know that we enjoyed all of them.
They're good stories, honestly.
And this is along a little bit different lines, but Robin Hood is another really good one. Another good BBC show.
For real. Adventure and swashbuckling.
The way that we found all these shows, honestly, is because of Amazon Prime. I looked up BBC shows, found these, tried them out. liked them. So if you like Downton Abbey and are wishing for a little bit of a fix, try these out. Let us know what you think.
As always, stay clever, folks. I feel like the Grand was a little bit more depressing.
Yeah, the Grand was somewhat depressing and also somewhat shocking at various points. But I found Upstairs Downstairs to be somewhat disgusting at various points. So